Hello, my name is Aric Gillispie, and today I'd like to do a reflection on proposal writing, or more specifically, writing to the audience. So let me just start by giving you a little bit of background on my technical writing experience. So I've received 4 Research, Creative, and Scholarly Activity, or RCSA grants. I successfully produced all of the paperwork necessary to get my family 501c3 or nonprofit status for their corporation, and I actively write grants for funding for different ventures that my family's nonprofit pursues. So with all of this, I must really have a good grasp on technical writing, right? So things that I never really thought about technical writing. Basically, I received funding for my first RCSA grant my freshman year, applied the critiques that I got for my next grant, and just simply used the same model to create the rest of my grants because, it worked once, it should obviously keep working. But I never truly done an audience analysis, written mentally or otherwise. As such, I never wrote to my audience. So of course I had the technical details down for my proposal, and I knew how to create a logical flow through the different sections of the proposal. But none of that really matters if you don't even consider the audience. So with this class, I started thinking about the audience for the first time, specifically as I was working through this proposal. So, as I wrote past proposals, I knew that if I used technical language, I should explain what I was talking about. That made sense. But did I ever really even need the technical language to begin with? And did I lose the audience in the important details? So, to better explain, let me share with you an excerpt from my most recent RCSA grant critique. So, for the overall project summary section, it says, "This is potentially a very good project, but the summary is hard to understand without a little introduction about why this is an important work. And for the project goals and purpose, the general objective is okay, but nowhere can I find the details of the specific aims or goals of the project." So kind of looking at these comments a little bit, clearly my proposal writing was missing something. I'd not considered the broader point of the proposal as a whole, and at the end of the day, the whole point is to obtain funding for a work that is important and impactful. So in my proposal, I had what I hoped to accomplish, even specifically stated my goals. But my goals are not really the goals of the grant. I was vague on the big picture and impacting goals of such a project as the one I was pursuing. My specific aims were presented as, "I'm going to do this," rather than "the results of the research will lead to this," which is a huge difference when you're trying to appeal to somebody to understand what you're trying to do and why it matters. So what did I learn from this class then? So on future grants, proposals, etc., I'll dedicate the time to truly think about the audience. Specifically, who's my audience? What background do they have? What is important to them? And how will they interpret my proposal or whatever I'm writing? So first, looking at who my audience is. Taking the time to consider who my primary audience is will allow me to start tailoring the information from the core of writing the grant. At the end of the day, they'll be the ones granting the funding or giving the go-ahead on the research. If this is the case, why would I be self-centered in my writing if they have the ultimate say? So when looking at what background my audience has, there are 2 extremes that I know I should avoid. Number 1, my audience knows as much or more about the topic that I'm writing about than I do. Or 2, my audience literally knows nothing about the topic. Both these can be extremely disastrous. So instead, I should take the time to research my audience. What's their education? What should they know? What is their background? From this, I can respectfully and specifically tailor my proposals or grants to them. So next, what's important to them? So the most effective way of reaching someone is showing that you care about what they care about. Not thinking about what they value, what's important to them, and then trying to ask them for something. That's like asking a stranger on the street to fund your research. So show that you care about what they care about in your proposal, and in turn, they will care about what you care about. So then finally, how will they interpret your proposal? This is a major thing Because even if you put all the time and effort thinking about your audience, considering their background, and even thinking about what they care about, and then you go and you use ambiguous and enigmatic language, you've completely lost them. All of your work means nothing if your proposal cannot even be interpreted the way you want them to interpret it. So always think about how you're going to say what you want to say. Not just the content, not even about the audience, but always consider how you're going to say it. So kind of in closing, in the future, I believe that I'll follow things that I learned in this class, and in that I will be more successful in writing grants and proposals. Because at the end of the day, if I just consider my audience in my writing or even in life, I know that I'll be able to develop a stronger and more professional relationship with them through speaking or even through writing. Thank you.